Howdy y'all, Fast Forwards 289, welcome back. In this video, we'll be working on my 1976 Ford truck and we're going to be installing some fog lights. It's something that I've always wanted to do to this truck, and since now I have a hole drilled in the firewall from my previous install, it's the perfect time to do it. I didn't have any holes before to run the wires, so now I do. So let's go ahead and jump into it and get installing these. Now this is not going to be a full install because I have a video on my channel already where I did it on the 77. It's the same process. I'm just showing installing them on this truck and how I'm going to do it. So let's jump into it and see what we got. Also, I forgot to show it before installing them, but this is the brand that I got. These are from the 80s, 70s, 80s fog lights. Got them off eBay, still brand new, still in the box, never been mounted, never been used. Mean Mother, high intensity off-road racing light, off-road and racing light. And just a really cool fog light all around. So since I forgot to show you before installing it, this is what the fog light looks like. I picked these out on eBay because since I'm mounting them under the bumper, I like how it's got this like little guard at the bottom to kind of help protect it since it's closer to the ground. But I like the black frame because it goes with the rest of the bumper. And it's got a chrome backing on it. And yeah, really nice looking light. So we're gonna go from this just regular old piece of metal here to this bracket here. And that's how we're gonna mount the fog lights up underneath the truck. All right, so I got my brackets painted. I already got one installed underneath the truck. And this is how they look now. So one thing I didn't keep in mind though is I gotta go over to my wire wheel. I need to grind some of the paint off so I can make a good contact, good ground contact on the frame as well as with the fog light. I gotta fix that little bit of run I got. But there's the bracket that I made. And the switch. I got my ground hooked up. I just got to run the wires, hook the fog lights up and plug them into here, run a power wire, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so I'll take you underneath the truck real quick and show you how it looks. So you see here how I made my bracket. I just bolted it into a hole that was already in the frame there. And of course the bolts up here. It's fully adjustable. And then I got my wires made. I made me a harness to run across to each light. And to come up here, and the good thing about this is it's fully adjustable now because the light will pivot. Plus my bracket, I can move it back and forth if I want to for in and out. And that hole, it's actually like a big square hole. I don't have a hole to compare it to, but it's a big square hole so I can kind of move it up and down. On this side, just used a big washer to hold it from this side. I ran my wire up through the grill, up through here, up around. You probably can't really see it, but you can see where the wire goes in right there. It comes out. I ran along the factory harness, zip tied it up behind the washer bottle and all the way up to the firewall. Comes out of the firewall. And comes over to my switch that I made with all my wires hooked into it. And the switch mounted here. And I wired this in to only come on with the key on. So you see it's off now and there it lights up. And then it turns off with the key. And also I made it to where it lit up amber because of the fog lights being amber. So it's kind of a good signal that, you know, because they had different colors like blue, red, yellow. I picked yellow for the fog lights. All right, just as a quick view, this is what it looks like with the marker lights and fog lights on. And now this is the view with the headlights on and the fog lights. I think it looks really cool. It gives it kind of like that old farm truck look. And here's just to show you just how bright these lights are by themselves. They're actually very, very bright. They don't show up as good on video as it is in person, but they're actually very bright. Okay, so this is a look at from inside the truck of what the fog lights look like, just fog lights. And then this is with headlights. Obviously you can't really tell that much with the headlights on, but you can see just the fog lights by themselves. They're pretty bright. And this is a look at what the fog lights look like in the daylight outside. Just as how the truck in general looks with them. And so I really like them. And they're definitely bright at night. Alrighty guys, well that's it. We finished this up. Now I used 14 gauge wire to wire this up. I think on the 77 I used 16 gauge. It's not really that important. As long as you're in that, 16, 14 gauge range, it's fine for this. That's all you need. But I had to end up buying new wire, so I just bought 14. It's a little bit better for all round things. So that's why I used a thicker wire on this one here. So now I didn't show it, but I am going to also put a 15 amp inline fuse with this into that 3-wire plug that I made. So then it'll be tied in with a 15 amp fuse for these fog lights as well. But that's all. That's all for the install. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the drop box down below, and I'll get back to you. So until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.